Joining us now is the incoming 6th District Congressman, Don Cazayoux. And Don, let me be one of the first to congratulate you on your victory this weekend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And glad you're here. Let's talk about that campaign. It was long, it was arduous, and at times very, very nasty. And there were a lot of mud slung on both sides of this thing. Was this a necessity in this campaign?
Well, let me tell you, I think people are tired of negative campaigning, and we try to maintain a very positive campaign, talking about the issues, talking about where I've come from, what my values are, and just try to show the voters what we were about, basically. And so we certainly tried to stay above the fray on that, and we were successful on doing that. And I was obviously very gratified that the voters thought enough of us to elect us, and I want to thank the voters right now for electing me and putting their trust in me, and putting their trust in a person who plans to go to Washington to try to get things done in a very common sense, nonpartisan fashion.
I know a lot of freshman congressmen over the years from Louisiana have ended up on the Ag Committee. Charlie Melanson, Charles Boustany. I know you're not quite sure where you're going to play into the mix, but if Ag Committee comes open, will you be willing to take a seat on that committee?
Well, certainly, as you know, agriculture has been a big part of my background, my family's background, and I understand that the need for agriculture to be protected, or to have an opportunity to succeed in this country and around the world. So the Farm Bill is an incredibly important part of agriculture, and what we do in Congress is important for agriculture. So I would certainly be willing and would like to serve on the Ag Committee. I don't know exactly where they're going to put me at this point, but that's I think as ag falls, so do our small towns, and so it's incredibly important that we make sure agriculture succeeds. We're looking at what's going on around the world with food prices and shortages. We don't want that to occur any more dramatically than necessary here in the United States. So we have to make sure that we give our farmers the ability to compete around the world.
You're going to Washington, but there may not be time for the desk to get warm, because you got to start this process all over again in about 5 months. And I understand that Michael Jackson may be bringing himself back into this race in the fall. What kind of dynamic does that add to what you've got to do?
Yeah, well, my focus is going to be right now on making sure that this district is fairly and adequately represented. We've been talking with Richard Baker's staff, talking with them about the projects that they have going, the infrastructure needs and the road needs that they have seen in the district. And we're going to be talking to the leaders, and have been talking throughout this campaign, to the leaders of the communities across this district, to make sure that their infrastructure needs are met. And so my focus in the next few months is going to be on accomplishing the task of meeting those infrastructure needs, and making sure that the projects that were started don't slip through the cracks. So as far as the campaign is concerned, we'll gear up when we have to, but right now our focus is going to be on governing.
And I know you've got a plane to catch, so I'm going to ask you one more question. You are coming into Congress on the heels of what is going to be probably a new administration, a lot of new faces in Congress, in the Senate, and of course in the White House. Is this country ready to elect an African American or a woman as president?
It's been a challenging primary season with both with the Democratic Party and the Republican Party as well for a while. I think the country's certainly ready to elect either an African American woman or someone like John McCain, possibly. But I think certainly America is not tied to any definite, we have to have a white male to be elected president.
Right. And so a lot of coalition building, I think, hopefully is going to be taking place.
I think I mean, that's what this country needs. It should be based on unifying our approach and making sure all of our interests are considered, and so yeah, we'll be building coalitions, sir.
Very good. Well, Don, a pleasure to have you on the program
all
again.
Right.
Congratulations, and I know the Farm Bureau and farmers of Louisiana look forward to working with you in Congress.
Great, thanks a lot.
Very good. Representative Don Cazayoux, Louisiana's newest member from the 6th Congressional District.